Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Nitro line from DUMONT Paris. We're going to be doing a little mini buying guide because this line, it seems like it's basically taken over the internet. It is so viral, it's so hyped up, especially of course Nitro Red. This is the one that almost everyone knows, everyone's heard of, at least seen it on their FYP, but there are many different colors and options in the Nitro line, so I wanted to sit down today and to share my thoughts on some different flankers that they have, go over the differences, and tell you which ones that I think are worth it. So of course, we're gonna start off with Nitro Red. This is, like I said, the hyped up king, and the color red because of its perceived watermelon accord. Now, before I ever tried this, I kind of assumed that it was red because maybe it was going to be like super spicy, like red hot, kind of spicy cinnamon, but no, it is nothing like that. It's very fresh, aquatic, like I said, a little fruity with a watermelon accord. There's notes of apple and lavender with bergamot, cedar, amber, patchouli, and sandalwood. And it does open very nice. It has this really like bright happiness about it, especially in the opening. You get this really sweet fruitiness and this kind of creamy lavender. The lavender isn't too like super soapy or clean or like in your face, like harsh. It's a very kind of creamy lavender, but with a kind of darker watermelon vibe. When I smell Nitro Red, I kind of get this watermelon, Jolly Rancher type of vibe, but mixed with patchouli in the background. It's a really nice green patchouli, not too earthy and not really chocolatey either. It's kind of like in between, but more on the green earthy side, but it doesn't feel like mossy, anything like that. It doesn't have like any sort of forest vibe. There's just a hint of something masculine and green. It is super appealing and a little bit different. I'm not going to come on here and say that this is like something new, something so unique and all. Like, it's not. It's nothing new per se, but it is a little bit different. And I do really like the fruitiness of it. And I really get that watermelon. It's so playful and a very refreshing scent. It's a really nice kind of day-to-day, versatile, like warmer weather type of scent. Definitely this is something better for the hotter weather, for summer, maybe like the end of spring, and for more like casual occasions, you know, like the gym, like I said, day-to-day, running errands, going to the beach. It just feels very summery, and honestly, I get the hype, like I really do. It's not like sophisticated or overly complex, but it does get the job done. And the best word to describe it is appealing. It's very mass appealing. There's very few people that are not going to like this. But now let's move on to a Nitro fragrance that is going to be better for the fall weather. This is Nitro White. Probably my favorite Nitro, honestly. Out of the entire line, this is one, I know you've probably seen me talk about it on my channel before, on my shorts, definitely. This is going to go in more of a gourmand direction. This has a really nice vanilla and honey note with juniper berries and iris and some really nice kind of soft resins like myrrh and amber. There's musk with a little hint of leather as well. This opens so good. It opens so good. It still has a sweetness, but it's nowhere near as sweet as Nitro Red, but it does carry that same DNA. There is a very familiar kind of sweet DNA throughout the entire line. This is a little bit more silky though. There's definitely something a little bit more put together feeling about this, and I really love the resins and the vanilla in this. It's not an animalic honey either, which is what I really appreciate about it. And it's not like too overly thick and sweet either. It's kind of more like blended in with the vanilla, and the juniper berry is soft and gives it a bit of a sparkling element, and the iris always brings something a little more dressy. And it also has, I will say, a little bit less of this kind of like ambroxan, airy molecule feel that you'll find with Nitro Red. It's not too much, but it definitely has that like ambroxan feel. Like it really pushes out. This one is not going to have that. It is seriously incredibly good. You can really dress this one up, wear it all the time in the fall and winter, and it dries beautifully. I love the gourmand facets in Nitro White. It's gonna be a little bit better for a night out or a date night, I think. It's a great fragrance for the nighttime if you really like positive attention. It really impresses me and really just stands out from the rest. A bit more complex, and I love to smell vanilla on a man. And for the price point that you can get these at, it's a no-brainer. If you're shopping on a budget, Nitro White, trust me. So next up, we have this brown bottle, which is Nitro Homme. And this is going to take that nitro DNA and add a big dose of spice. This has a lot of nutmeg and cardamom, definitely more woody as well from a nice cedar note. A little bit of citrus from lemon and orange and grapefruit. There definitely is a nice brightness to Homme. And also has a much stronger kind of grown up feeling. I don't know, the color of the bottle, this kind of like faux leather sleeve, the name Homme, it's gonna make you think of something a bit more mature, but not mature in like an old stuffy way, but definitely not as like youthful and sweet and playful as Red, because it still once again carries just a little bit of that DNA from the rest. This has orange blossom and jasmine. And what really adds to the mature vibe of this as well is that when it dries, that jasmine kind of becomes just the slightest bit indolic. Like if you don't know what indolic jasmine smells like, you're not going to pick up on it at all, but it is there. And there's a really nice woodiness as well that kind of comes off in like a damp way, like a damp woodiness. A bit musky and earthy. It's very masculine. There's a lot of really nice maturity to this scent, but it is very balanced. It's kind of like a vintage inspired, made modern type of scent. It's a good option if you want something less sweet with a lot of spice. This one is Nitro Homme. So next up, we have a hidden gem in the Nitro line. This is Nitro Green. And of course, as the name would imply, this is going to be a very green, aromatic, kind of earthy scent, but with a lot of vanilla. It's really a vanilla scent at the core of it, but not your typical vanilla. This has a very smooth saffron and amberwood and a fir resin note. When you smell it, it makes you picture a forest, but in a very fresh way. And still also in a sweet way from that amber and vanilla. This one is really, really good. Has a bit of a clean vibe as well, which is really interesting. There are a lot of facets to Nitro Green. It's interesting because it's not like, it's earthy, but it's not a super mossy, like damp, kind of like, I say it makes you picture a forest, but not totally. It's not like a really earthy, mossy, dewy scent. For me, it's almost kind of like picturing a forest in the winter, like covered in snow. Almost has a bit of this pepperminty kind of cooling sensation about it. This would be an amazing office scent on a budget. It's not too like in your face, it's not too aggressive, but it is there and it is really nice. Amazing freshie with just a touch of greenness that is very clean. And I would say out of the entire line, especially with all of the ones that I'm going to talk about today, this one is the easiest to wear year round, the most versatile, all occasions. And I'm really honestly shocked that more people don't talk about this one. That's why I say it's a hidden gem. It's really, really good. It's not as sexy as Nitro White. It doesn't have that kind of like resin, like gourmand element, but this is just like a classic clean man, and nothing smells better than a classic clean man. Ah, so good. The more that I smell this one, the more that I really, really like it. So that is going to leave us with the last version that I want to talk about today, which is Nitro Blue. And can you guess? Yes, this is going to be a blue scent, but a blue scent that isn't too blue. There are some other things going on in this one. This is like a good, fresh kind of cardamom scent. It's bright and uplifting with some lemon and basil mixed with praline and cinnamon and tolu balsam, and this one, out of all the ones that I've talked about, is the least sweet. It doesn't have as much of that like really sweet DNA that you find in this line. And as it dries, that blue feeling is gonna come out even more. It's woody, there's some ambergris that gives it a bit of this kind of like oceanic, like driftwood by the ocean type of vibe. Almost has like this fougere-esque style to it as well. There's no lavender in here, but you're gonna get that idea, that basic idea. There's citrus on top, there's patchouli with some nice sweetness in the base. It definitely takes a step away from that classic Nitro DNA, but it's really another great, super affordable, versatile year-round scent. Because it doesn't have that really heavy dose of sweetness, like sugary sweetness, it makes it more wearable for any occasion all year round. You can never ever go wrong with a classic blue fragrance. It's just so appropriate and wearable. Very masculine, clean, refreshing, and it smells way more expensive than it is. Seriously, you guys, I have been really enjoying getting to know this line. Of course, when I first got these fragrances, I was all about red. Couldn't stop talking about and sniffing red, but over the last couple weeks, I've really started to discover more of the line, and they're really good. It's not to say anything like super groundbreaking or like very luxurious or high-end, but for the price, they are amazing products, and they smell really good. Like, they don't smell synthetic or like too screechy or anything. They're all very well done, well composed, and for the price point, honestly, I don't think you can really beat it. Such a great accessible price point that I really appreciate, and a very good value for what you're getting. And I do have the black version and the Nitro Intense, and they're nice. They're kind of like Aventus-y, in the world of Aventus. They're not copies. I definitely would not say they're clones of Aventus at all. They are not. They are their own interpretation, but those two did not really impress me so much, so I did not include them in this video. I would definitely recommend checking out the ones that I talked about today over the black and the intense, unless you just are a huge fanboy of Aventus and want a twist on it, then you should check out those. But guys, that was just my quick buying guide overview of the Nitro line. I thought that you guys might be curious of my thoughts on the line, since red and now white are going so viral and so many people are talking about them. I wanted to give my 2 cents. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below if you're interested in trying anything from the Nitro line. Do you have a favorite? I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.